There comes a point in the litigation where the person being sued for money might be willing to pay to make the whole thing go away. And that's a settlement, and it will require a written settlement agreement that the person seeking the money has to sign and enter into. And there are three things in the settlement agreement that tend to disappoint the person who's getting that money. So here's a heads up on what they are, because usually they're not negotiable. Number one, no admissions. That means the person being sued, the person being paid, isn't admitting to anything that they were accused of. It's a little bit disappointing to the person suing, but at the same time, this is a way to get your money. Are you willing to accept that? Are you willing to accept that closure? Number two, confidentiality. You can't talk about any of the facts that made up the basis of your lawsuit. You can't talk about the settlement. You can't talk about what this agreement, and you can't talk about anything that transpired in the litigation. When asked about it, you just say, this has been resolved. Again, disappointing, sometimes negotiable. Also, sometimes some of those confidentiality agreements aren't enforceable. They are, in fact, some of them illegal in California. So check with your lawyer about that if your claims came in California. Third, and this is the most important of them, waiver and release of all claims. This means you can't sue again after you enter into this agreement. It's the most important one from the person paying, because that's what they're paying for. It's not going to happen again, and it's not worth it to them if you can just take that money and sue them again. So you're releasing them from all claims and you're agreeing not to sue. Usually it's going to be for all things that could have transpired up until the point that you settled for. Even if you didn't know about those things, you're still waiving your right to sue about any of those things. That's typically non-negotiable, but what you can do is make it mutual. They can't sue you for anything either. You can sue if they don't pay up. You can sue if anything transpires after you enter into the agreement, but nothing before that. Those are the three things. You need to understand what you're getting into when you're entering into a settlement agreement. Read everything carefully, know what you're agreeing to, and if there's anything you don't understand, talk to your lawyer about it. So that you do before you sign.